Michael Keaton could be the unluckiest man in the world.
Why look that dumb?
Just ask his only friend.
I don't know what's wrong with you lately. You're lacking something.
Harry?
His ex-wife.
I'm in Acapulco.
You know, I'm not a romantic, but that's low, Norman.
Or his last employer.
I want to hear those two magic words. Is finish.
You want 2 magic words? More gloss.
Don't be cute with me, Harry.
That's slime.
I'm human.
Slime?
But his love and his life are about to turn around. Because whoever has his hands on this black box can't lose.
You're looking for this box.
Stay away from it. It's very, very dangerous.
Nothing really off the sides there. You're messing with the Cartwrights now, son. Get any cocktail sauce?
Come on!
You've got a mean streak.
There's something wrong with you! Shoot me! Who taught you to shoot, Ray Charles?
Michael Keaton.
It's really a big gun, huh?
Radon Chong. The Squeeze. The comedy on a lucky streak.
Welcome to day 6 of Michael Keaton Month, where I'll be reviewing all the movies that Michael Keaton has appeared in. And today, as I said yesterday, is the most obscure movie of the whole month, in my opinion. It is The Squeeze, which was released on the 10th of July 1987. The tagline was the comedy thriller on a lucky streak. There's really so many ways you could categorize this movie. On IMDb it says that it's an action, comedy, crime, romance, thriller. I would say there's more emphasis on the kind of the comedy and the thriller than anything else. And it's rated quite lowly, but I really enjoyed this movie. It was a lot of fun. It's about this mysterious black box that ends up in the possession of Michael Keaton's character's wife, or his ex-wife, who's divorced from, and she doesn't know what to do with it, so she calls up her ex-husband, Michael Keaton, who's called Harry Berg in the movie, and she asks him to go over to her apartment to pick up this black box for her. And in the apartment he finds just a thumb, a human thumb, being licked by a cat on the counter, and a body falls out of the closet. So he doesn't know what to do. He grabs the black box and takes it back to his place, which is this weird kind of warehouse apartment on the Hudson River, I think it is, in New York. And he's kind of a man about town, kind of very much a con artist, you know. At the beginning of the movie we see him with his friend, played by Joe Pantoliano. We see them playing poker, trying to kind of you know, cheat some guys out of some money, and you know, he's bluffing basically, and they say they know he's bluffing. And throughout the movie we have this kind of theme kind of gets revisited, where he keeps asking people, what gave it away, did my eye twitch? We see that they do this kind of thing all the time, and they're building this huge kind of half of a rhinoceros or something like that, or a dinosaur that's literally like life-size, but like it's only half of it, and there's like about 50 TV screens in it. And I was just like, what the hell is this? I mean, and I'm thinking, this is such an obscure movie, they must have spent a lot of money just building that prop alone. And then we see there's another half of it in this other warehouse where Harry is building it for some kind of eccentric gay guy who hosts these weird parties. It's a strange movie. It's so inherently 80s. It's hard to believe, and I love it for that. Again, I could only find this on VHS because it just hasn't been released any other way. I've heard it's been released in the past few years on Amazon.com streaming, but I wouldn't know how to do that. But the only way I could watch it was in 4:3 on a VHS rip, which is not really the best quality, but I kind of enjoyed that at the same time, if you know what I mean. The whole movie is bathed in this kind of dark blue glow, you know. It's just such an 80s movie. It's awesome. You know, Harry Berg, you know, he's funny, just like Michael Keaton, you know, just classic Keaton basically. And early on in the movie he runs into this private investigator called Rachel Dobbs, played by Radon Chong, and she's kind of just looking for some excitement, you know. She's bored of you know, serving people their summons and all this kind of thing, and she kind of stumbles upon this black box mystery, and there's this European guy who wants it back, this creepy European guy. And she's investigating, and Harry kind of helps her along the investigation halfway through the movie. They kind of team up. That's where I guess the romance comes in, and they have a fun relationship. I really enjoy their chemistry. It wasn't the best in terms of like Keaton starring with other female leads, you know, definitely quite far down in terms of chemistry, but you know, they had a nice chemistry. It was decent and fun to watch. Meatloaf also appears in this movie as a Bulgarian henchman who has a perspiration problem and is a mute. Yeah, wrap your head around that one. He has a hand fan he always uses because he's sweating so much, and you know, there's some funny moments, and he gets a very grisly death, by the way. It's quite brutal and interesting. But it's a fun one, you know. There's a thriller kind of edge to it, but it's kind of a comedy at the same time. You know, there's a great scene on the beach with Michael Keaton, and he's just dancing around because he thinks he's going to get all this money, and it's just really good. The kind of the finale of the movie, I just think, how much fucking money did they spend on that, you know? I'm just thinking this is such an obscure movie, and I was thinking, why is this movie so hard to find? There's 3 reasons. The least likely is, one, the poster of the movie, and on the VHS tapes is Michael Keaton getting squeezed between the World Trade Center, the Twin Towers, with a big hand kind of crushing it. You would not see that now, but you know, you could just change that poster for the DVD. But the second reason is that actually Victor Magnotta, veteran stuntman in his early 40s, actually died making this film. There was a scene where a car was supposed to kind of fall into the Hudson River, I believe, off a Hoboken, New Jersey pier, and it was supposed to kind of flat land in, but because they kind of stripped the car of excess weight and taken out the gas tank and stuff, it kind of went in more towards one side. They'd taken the windscreen out, they put a plexiglass windscreen over it, and that caused problems, and they couldn't get to him in time, and he unfortunately drowned. And the actual stunt is still used in the movie. I have no idea what his family had to kind of say about that, whether that is a reason that it's not really been shown now, or for me, the third reason, which is probably the most likely, is the fact that it ballooned completely out of budget. That I think they had about 12 million to spend, and they went well over 20 million, and it shows in the movie. I think that whole dinosaur with all of the video screens, I mean, it was cool, it was really 80s, but the movie didn't need it at all. I really don't know what that was all about. So yeah, it's not a fantastic movie, it's not a great movie, but I enjoyed it. You know, am I biased? Yes, but I think there's a lot to enjoy about The Squeeze. It's a really fun kind of 80s movie that I just, yeah, it's just 80s. That's the main appeal to me. It's just how 80s it is. Ragdoll Chong I thought was good. She wasn't great, but you know, I enjoyed the chemistry with Keaton. That was cool. Joe Pantoliano, he kind of just disappeared halfway through the movie. I was like, okay, that was a bit random. I was a bit confused by that. But you know, I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed the ending as well, and it was just fun. You know, fun movie. But yeah, Victor Magnotta, very sad. You know, you don't really know what to say. It's been almost 25 years now since this movie. Over 25 years, in fact, since this movie was made, and yeah, it's just really sad to know that someone died during a film, making a film. You know, it's just like they say that the pain is temporary, film is forever, but death is just not something that is, you know, not that I'm not saying, of course, that he would have wanted to die, but you know, just to hear that someone had died making something as trivial at the end of the day as a movie is really sad. But he was, you know, he did lots of stunts, do all sorts of movies, and actually he spoke to Robert De Niro while he was making Taxi Driver about his own experiences in the Special Forces, and he explained to him the idea and the psychology behind the Mohawk, which is where Robert De Niro got the idea to do that. So, you know, Victor Magnotta, you know, he left a mark in terms of his stunts that he did in movies, but also he lent a hand in one of the most iconic kind of images or character looks in a movie. So, you know, that's something to be proud of, I think. But yeah, very sad, obviously. But The Squeeze, I enjoyed it a lot, and yeah, I hope it comes out on DVD soon, or some other kind of medium, because I think it deserves to be seen in better quality than it is right now. So thank you for watching. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about an absolute classic. You know, it's one of his defining career roles. I'm sure you know what it is if you're following this thing along chronologically. We're at 87 now. 88 is coming up tomorrow, and there's 2 movies he appeared in 1988, and we're going to be tackling the biggest one. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reviewing it. I'm going to get Connie to jump in with me, because I know she loves the movie as well, and I want to get you know, a bit of a different kind of view on some of these movies. There'll be a couple more guests throughout this month, but yeah, my fiance will be joining me tomorrow for the review of, I'll just say it, Beetlejuice. So yeah, I won't say it 3 times because then, you know, I'll be fucked, but Beetlejuice is coming up next, so join me tomorrow for that movie. Yeah, so thanks for watching.
You're messing with the Cartwrights now, son.